don't have English others. Oh, but this keypad, it's not possible to use this keypad. It is absolutely different everything. This is bad. That guitar is very different. Not possible to use. Not correct. I find maybe on the internet. So, it's already working or not? Already working? I mean, this camera is working? Yes. But I'm not doing anything. Oh, it's a bit. I'm sorry. Okay. It's okay. So, Hare Krishna, dear devotees. We have only one sitting here, but it's also very important. So, we are reading from the Transcendental Diary written by Harishauri Dasa, as every morning. Yes, I have found it. So, Sri Vrindavana Dhama, September 24th, 1976. Yeah. Srila Prabhupada summoned me into his room on the roof with the ring of his bell, should be on the level of the mouse. So, with the ring of his bell at 1:50 a.m. this morning. I went in, offered my obeisances, and when I looked up, Srila Prabhupada told me to sit down. Then he asked me for my opinion on the new arrangements he has made for the Vrindavana management. Confidentially, what is your opinion of Harikesh? I was surprised that he sought my opinion. How could my view of anything be of any possible use to Srila Prabhupada? How could I give advice to my spiritual master? Seeing my hesitancy, Prabhupada reassured me, no, after all, you have an English brain, and they are good at observing situations. So just consider what can be done here to improve things. With this encouragement, I tried to respond as best as I could. He asked whether I thought Harikesha might be good as the temple president in Vrindavana, because previously he had held this position for a few months. I answered that I thought Harikesha would be better situated in the Eastern European program, and I gave two reasons. For his own sake, he needs a bigger scale service. His brain is so active, he might cause a disturbance in small projects like Vrindavana. And in addition, the Eastern European program was virtually dependent on his personal presence. So then Prabhupada is asking the other questions to Harishauri Prabhu that time. And that's why I stop here, because this passage is about the opinion of his servant's opinion on Harikesh, if he could be a president in Vrindavana. And Harishauri Das, he was so much confused that Srila Prabhupada asked him about his opinion, and he couldn't believe that he could be useful, really so directly useful on this high level for his spiritual master, because he was useful as his personal servant to help him in his personal activities every day and messaging him, and that was his services. But about the opinion, he had never been asked, and that's why he was confused. But Srila Prabhupada complimented his English brains, and Harishauri gave an answer about Harikesh Prabhu's taking the position of Vrindavana president, and he said that Harikesh Prabhu was very much excited, too much excited for the small project in Vrindavan, but for the big project in the east, he was useful. That was his opinion, and what we can learn from this piece of Srila Prabhupada's Transcendental Diary, that sometimes our gurus, they also ask us about our opinion. It doesn't mean they don't know themselves, but sometimes they need to check us, or they need some other opinion from the other side as well too, to sum everything up and to come to the right opinion. And as we see, Harishauri gave very reasonable, so I don't know when what Srila Prabhupada made out of it, a reasonable answer. So we can see that when we are too much active shouldn't be. We can be useful for some big things, and even for these things we shouldn't be too much excited. But for the things as the project in Vrindavan, so we should be very, very tranquil and control our senses. So Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. So now we are going to Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Cheva Narottamam Devim Sarasvatim Yasam Tato Jayam Udirayet. Before reciting the class in Srimad Bhagavatam, that itself is the means of contest, we bring our humble obeisances to the Lord Narayana, to the supermost human being Narayana Rishi, and to the goddess of learning Srimati Saraswati, and to the compiler and author of Srimad Bhagavatam, Srila Vyasadeva. So we are reading today from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7 and Chapter 3, and the text number 32. So first we are reading Sanskrit. Tvataparam na paramapi api anejat. Tvataparam na paramapi anejat. Evacha kinchit vyatiriktam asti. Evacha kinchit vyatiriktam asti. Vidyakalaste tana vascha sarvam. Vidyakalaste tana vascha sarva. Hiranyagarbho shibrihatri pristhaham. Hiranyagarbho shibrihatri pristhaham. Tvataparam na paramapi anechat. Paramna paramapi anechat evachcha kinchit vyatiriktam asti. Vidyakalaste na tanavascha sarvam. Vidyakalaste tanavascha sarva. Hiranyagarbho Ho si brihatri prishtaham. Thank you very much. Now we are reading the wordly translation of the text. Tvataha, from you. Param, higher. Na, not. Aparam, lower. Api, even. Anejat, not moving. Ejat, moving. Cha, and. Kinchit, anything. Vyatiriktam, separate. Asti, there is. Vidya, knowledge. Kala, its parts. Te, of you. Tanavaha, features of the body. Cha, and. Sarvaham, all. Hiranyagarbha, the one who keeps the universe within his abdomen. Asi, you are. Brihat, greater than the greatest. Triprishthaha, transcendental to the three modes of material nature. Thank you. So, translation reading were now made by His Divine, translation and purport made by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. There is nothing separate from you, whether it be better or lower, stationary or moving. The knowledge derived from the knowledge derived from Vedic literatures like the Upanishads and from all the sub-limbs of the original Vedic knowledge form your external body. You are Hiranyagarbha, the reservoir of the universe, but nonetheless, being situated as the supreme controller, you are transcendental to the material world, which consists of the three modes of material nature. The purport. The word param means the supreme cause, and aparam means the effect. The supreme cause is the supreme personality of Godhead, and the effect is material nature. The living entities, both moving and non-moving, are controlled by the Vedic instructions in art and science, and therefore they are all expansions of the external energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the center as the Super Soul. The Brahmandas, the universes, exist during the duration of a breath of the Supreme Lord. Yasyaika Nishva Sita Kalam Athavalambhya Jivani Loma Vilaja Jagatandanataham. Thus, they are also within the womb of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Maha Vishnu. Nothing, therefore, is separate from the Supreme Lord. This is the philosophy of Achintya Bheda Abheda Tattva. Again, the text. There is nothing separate from you, whether it be better or lower, stationary or moving. The knowledge derived from the Vedic literatures, like the Upanishads, and from all the sub-limbs of the original Vedic knowledge form your external body. You are Hiranyagarbha, the reservoir of the universe, but nonetheless, being situated the supreme controller, you are transcendental to the material world, which consists of the three modes of material nature. Om Agyana Timirandasya Gyana Jana Shalakayam Chakshurun Miritam Yana Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Namom Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Bhakti Voshna Prabhupada Susamata Sarvata Gala Kripata Satya Krishna Marga Shri Gurave Namaste. So these verses we are reading every day, they are the conversation, the direct conversation, the direct address of Hiranyakashipu to Lord Brahma. And Hiranyakashipu's wish is to be immortal, because he knows he is mortal, he can die. But he wants to be immortal, and he wants to be immortal also to take the revenge of the killing by demigods his brother Hiranyaksha. And in very sweet words, he is worshipping Lord Brahma, so to say, in all directions. And this text, number 32, is also the worship of Lord Brahma by Hiranyakashipu's words. And when we are reading this text, as for me, for example, I am thinking of Sri Upanishad, the first text, where it is written, Ishavasya sarvamidam yat kincha jagatyam jagatanat yaktena bujita ma gritha kasya svit tha nam. So that means that everything animate or inanimate that is within the universe is controlled and owned by the Lord. One should therefore accept only those things necessary for himself, which are set aside as his quota, and one should not accept other things, knowing well to whom they belong. That means if we know to whom all the things belong, if we know who is supreme controller, then we take only really what belongs to us. And it is not possible to take more, even if we want. So we can get only what we have earned. We can get only what is available for us according to our karma, according to our work, according to our actions we were doing the previous lives and doing during this life as well. And here in this mantra 1, it is reading also that the Vedic knowledge is infallible because it comes down through the perfect disciplic succession of spiritual masters, beginning with the Lord himself. And it is difficult for us sometimes to accept it because this knowledge is apurusheya, that means not human knowledge, not mundane knowledge, because they're coming from non-mundane person. That is sometimes our very great mistake, because we're reading much about the Supreme Personality of Godhead, about different relationships, Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, and other books, yes, Ishopanishad, Nectar of Instruction. And maybe sometimes we, because we are already very near to this knowledge, somehow we read it very often, without maybe realization, but we are hearing this very often. We can think that, oh Lord, is also something like we, like us. Or the people in the street, when we are distributing books, very often I hear, yeah, so if I a part and parcel of God, then I'm the same. That is typical mistake, because our false ego doesn't allow us to conquer, to overcome the three modes of material nature. And these three modes of material nature, they are our defects. 4 defects. We are defected because of our getting out of the womb and immediately forgetting who we are and why we are here and what we are doing here. So the 4 defects, these are, we are, yeah, we are liars, but that is better to say how it is here. So we have the propensity to cheat the others. What else?
We have our senses is not complete, is not perfect.
Yes, the senses are imperfect. What about mistakes?
We're always making mistakes.
Yes, we are doing mistakes because we are mundane. Yes, and what else? We are subject to illusions. Subject. Subject means, subject in English has 2 meanings. There is one word to sentence. Somebody who has made some crime, he is sentenced, for example, to be killed, or he is subjected to be killed. That is the effects of material world, the effects of our karma. Yes, and that's why if we know that we have these 4 defects, how can we dare to think that we can control anything? And the Vedas are Purushaya, that is perfect, that is pure knowledge. Because imagine, how can we, with our 4 defects, produce such perfect knowledge? Is it possible? No. But we have got this because of the mercy of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and the Acharyas. We have got this mercy to touch this knowledge, to read them, to read it, to learn it, and to understand our position. Because the Vedic knowledge, it was originally imparted in the heart of Brahman. Because Brahman is not such a mundane person like we. His body is made of the pure intelligence. And that's why his relationships with Paramatma are direct. And the knowledge into his heart, he has got from Paramatma, Vasudeva Sarvamati. Yes, so Paramatma is everywhere. And he got this knowledge how to create the world. It means that everything he has made, every his step, every his move, everything what he has done was controlled by the Supreme Personality of Lord, by the Super Soul. So, and we should understand that if we want to really to get into this Vedic, spiritual, very pure, absolutely pure knowledge, we should surrender. We should surrender to our spiritual master who brings us this knowledge because he is Tattvadarshi, because he has himself already seen and he knew and he knows the knowledge. And if we surrender, the knowledge is penetrating into us automatically. Surrender has certainly many different aspects. We are learning how to surrender from Bhagavad Gita, number 1. And from Srimad Bhagavatam, also number 1. And from Chaitanya Charitamrita, also number 1. Yes, different methods, different ways. We're absolutely protected by this knowledge. Because if we believe that this knowledge is pure, that is our tendency. Tendency is very important motivation. We can get it. We can understand as much as we can. Yes, and to come to the spiritual world that consists of the spiritual, high and pure knowledge. And tendency also is very important because Hiranyakashipu's tendency was, we know what he wanted to do. Yeah, when he thought that if he could be immortal, yes, then he can really perform his revenge in full. Yes, and Brahma knew this everything. He could see through Paramatma what Hiranyakashipu wanted, but because he was, and he is responsible for the all affairs, for the all things happening in the universe, Hiranyagarbha, yes, so that's why he should accept him. So that is what we have in Sri Upanishad, that we are not controlling. And what's also very interesting, we know also from Sri Upanishad that the Lord is Purnam. Purnam means that it is not possible to push him. It is not possible. We are subjected to these 4 defects, but Lord is not subjected to anything. He is not pushed to anything. He is absolutely independent. We are dependent on him. And because he is all perfect and all independent, and he is Purnam, that means, nevertheless, he is giving us what we need. He's not getting less and less. And just like the ocean, you know, when it rains or when something storms, water is coming into the ocean. Drops and drops and drops are coming to, but the ocean, because of these drops, he's not getting to be bigger or to be more, because the ocean is a whole, and the Supreme Lord is a whole, as he is. That's what I wanted to say about this Ishavasya Sarvamadam, Ishavasya principle, that it has to do with this text we are reading now, because that is here in the text, there is nothing separate from you, whether it be better or lower, stationary or moving. Is it so moving object or immovable, movable or immovable? The Supreme Lord is the owner and controller of everything. Ishvara, Parama, Krishna. And the Satchitananda Vigraha, the form of the Lord, is also Purnam, is also absolute, because Sat, it is his impersonal aspect, Brahman, and Chit, it is Sat, impersonal aspect, and Chit, this personal knowledge, localized Paramatma, and Vigraha, Sachit Ananda, Ananda, that is Bhagavan aspect, that is the aspect, very opulent aspect, because Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, behold my opulence. So that means we should understand that Krishna has all the 6 opulences, and we're not. And that's why he is Purnam. And he is giving us his opulences. You have this, may something, yes. But he is not getting less, because he is not mundane. The knowledge derived from Vedic literature like Ishopanishads, and from all the sublimes of the original Vedic knowledge like Puranas or the other knowledge, they form the external body of the Lord. And Hiranyakashipu here says that the Lord is the supreme controller, and he is controlling material world, because we have both sides. We are material and we are spiritual. We are Tathastha Shakti. We're in the middle of the external and internal energies of Krishna. And that's why we can transcend, and we can stay in this material world. That is according to our free choice. But the Lord, controlling the material world, he is transcendental. He is aloof to the material world, because material world consists of three modes of material nature, and he is not somehow subdued to any of them. It is written in the yes, nothing is separate from you. I want to speak about this. There is a text in Bhagavad Gita, number 15.7. Second, I take it, number 15.7. Sorry, one moment. I have this, I take from the book, it will be quick. So, Bhagavad Gita. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. That is 15.7. Yes, 15.7. The living entities in this conditioned world are my eternal fragmental parts. Due to conditioned life, they are struggling very hard with the six senses, which include the mind. So here, the Krishna underlines that we are all his separate energies, his parts. And that's why we are many and he is one. And because we are many, we have got his qualities, but we are different in quantity. We are not the one. And everything is part and parcel, not separate from him. And Achintya Beda Beda philosophy, that and so Achintya Beda Beda philosophy. He is one with everything and separate in his own existence, because he has his own existence, not our material existence. And Lord Chaitanya was speaking with Sanatana Goswami. Sanatana Goswami asked him who I am. So everybody thinks I'm a very important person and knowledgeable, but I don't know who I am. And Lord Chaitanya told him, and he said also, the Supreme Lord is divided. You are divided, and Supreme Lord is undivided. That means he is Purnam. And we are different and the same, and we should be different, because our different energies, our different qualities we have got from the Lord, to use these qualities in serving him. This text from Chaitanya Charitamrita, Sarvapadi Vinir Muktam Tat Paratvina Nirmalam, Hrishikisha Hrishikina Samanam Bhakti Ruchyate. Hrishikisha Hrishikina, that is Paramatma. And Paramatma instructs us how to subdue all our senses to Krishna, because direct we can't do it. But if we listen to our Paramatma, we can Listening to Paramatma means to read the scriptures and to follow the instructions of our spiritual masters and senior devotees. That means to follow Paramatma. Yes, then we can understand how we can serve, what we should do. And our constitutional position that everything, the scriptures and the devotional service practical, what we are doing, is only for us to understand our devotional position. Jivera Svarupahaya Krishnera Nityadas. But I want to read this text more. It is Madhya Lila. Moment. Yes, I have it. That is Madhya Lila 20, 108 to 109. Jivera Svarupahaya Krishnera Nityadas. Krishnera Tatasha Shakti. Beda Abeda Prakash. Surya Amsha Kirana. Yaiche Agni Jvala Chaya. Svabhavika Krishnera Tina Prakara Shakti Haya. It is the living entity's constitutional position to be an eternal servant of Krishna because he is a marginal energy of Krishna and a manifestation simultaneously one with and different from the Lord. We are in the middle. One part is to the spiritual world, so to say, and the other is to this material part of our life. So, marginal energy of Krishna and a manifestation simultaneously one with and different from the Lord, like a molecular particle of sunshine or fire. Krishna has three varieties of energy. So the fire, when we see the fire is burning, yes, and then from the fire comes the warmth, yes, and we can feel it simultaneously. We see the fire and we feel this warmth of the fire simultaneously, yes. And that's what it, or the sun, the same thing, the sun, the sunlight and the sun disk, yes, sun itself. That is also that what I'm speaking about here. Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains 3 verses as follows. I repeat now. Sri Sanatana Goswami asked Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who I am? In answer, the Lord replied, you are a pure living entity. You are neither the gross material body, nor the subtle body, composed of mind and intelligence. Actually, you are a spirit soul, eternally part and parcel of the Supreme Soul, Krishna. Therefore, you are his eternal servant. You belong to Krishna's marginal potency. There are 2 worlds, the spiritual world and material world. And you are situated between the material and spiritual potencies. You have a relationship with both the material and the spiritual world. So we have a hope. We have relationships not only with the material world, but the spiritual world as well too. Therefore, you are called marginal potency. You are related with Krishna as one and simultaneously different, because you are a spirit soul. You are one in quality with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But because you are a very minute particle of spirit soul, you are different from the Supreme Soul. Therefore, your position is simultaneously one with and different from the Supreme Soul. The examples given are those of the sun itself and the small particles of the sunshine, and of a blazing fire and the small particles of fire. So that's what I already have told. That's to understand what is simultaneously is not so easy for us, because we are doubled, material and spiritual. Yes, so how to understand who I am simultaneously? Yes, just one in a second. But if we understand that we are internal servants of Krishna, that is our natural position, we can understand simultaneously who we are. That in this material world we are spiritual souls, that our material karma, that the influences of the material world are for us only to understand what we have done. We begin with ignorance, the tamas. We go to passion, to this raja guna. And for raja guna we come to the sattvic, to the goodness, the guna of goodness, yes? To understand where we are, who we are, and what we want to do, where we want to belong. If you want to stay in sattva and be proud of everything, of our knowledge, of our devotional service, of our devotional clothes, of our devotional career, of our devotional position, we can stay, yes. But if you want really to come to our devotional, eternal position as a part and parcel of the super soul, yes, then we go further to the level of Brahmabhuta Prasanatma, where we are not struggling already for our material existence. We shouldn't struggle then for our material existence. And if we understand the appearance of Krishna, his transcendental appearance, where he says, so if you understand my transcendental appearance, then when you are dying, yes, you will not go back to the material world, but you come to my abode. Abode means, in English dictionary, abode means just something like apartment or a flat. So then, if we understand Krishna's spiritual, Krishna's transcendental identity, and God, Krishna, is God, and God loves us. He loves everybody, and that is his work, what he is doing. He is giving us his love and teaching us how to give even a bit back to him. Because we can't love God directly or love him like they do this in the spiritual world, like his internal energy, because we are his marginal energy. But our motivation, our tendency, not like Hiranyakashipu, to be the conqueror of the world, being immortal. No, we know we are mortal, but at the moment of death, if we understand the transcendental appearance of Krishna, thinking of Krishna, Krishna promises, we come to his abode, yes? And in the text in Bhagavad Gita 1865, Krishna says more. He has more. He says that if we think of him, if we become his servants, if we give him our humble obeisances, he promises to us that we also can be very dear to him. And if we surrender to him in the next text, surrender only to him, come. Yeah, only to him, to not to get into the influences of our sarvapadi, of different designations, different opinions, and different impersonal literatures and tendencies. Then he promises that we can get rid of our sinful reactions means karma. And he will take us. And we shouldn't be afraid, yes. We shouldn't be feared, because the way is full of fear. Our way is full of fear. Even devotees also, if I am doing correct, if not correct, if it's personal, or maybe if it's impersonal, or this word, or that word, or this influence, or that influence, yes. If we surrender, we are not influenced by the impersonal influence. It's not possible. But to surrender, it's a long way. It's a long way. And if we can control, not even want to control our feeling, thinking, and willing, our senses. That is our senses. Thinking, willing, and feeling, that is all our senses, yes? Control this, then if we want even this tendency, this motivation, Krishna is helping us to come to him, yes? And to stop this doubled position of being material and being spiritual, yes? So to come to him and to serve him there also, only to serve because we are his internal servants, but to serve him not just like we are doing here, but with full bhakti, with pure bhakti, with full devotion. So that means we are parts and parts of Krishna. And that's why we're not separated from him. It's not possible. So that's what I wanted to say. Yes, in this text, I check again. So the last phrase here. Thus, they are also within the womb of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Mahavishnu. That means we're not separated. Nothing, therefore, is separate from the Supreme Lord. This is the philosophy of Achintya, Bheda, Abheda, Tattva. Because simultaneously, to understand it, it is said that it is inconceivable. Yes, but we are trying to do it. We are trying to understand this, and just if Sanatana Goswami asked Lord Chaitanya if he couldn't answer this question, what to say about us. But I think it's very beautiful to be a part and parcel of the Super Soul, yes? Because if we can surrender, we get wonderful instructions, we know what to do. Someone is looking for the kitchen, someone is doing puja, someone is distributing books, yes? But if we are connected with Paramatma, connected with our spiritual master, who connects us with Srila Prabhupada, that is very enjoyable to do these services. And we do these services with great joy. And if the books are going out, if the people are taking the books, if the people are taking Mahamantra that is in every book, we can be very happy. It is very simple not to want to control, but to want to be controlled and to want to be instructed, to be happy. That's why the book is called Chant and Be Happy. Yes. So thank you very much for your attention. And if you want to say something, please, you're welcome. Or ask something or comment. Better comment. Your comments, your experiences. Something joyful? Is it joyful to wash every day the dishes in the kitchen? Don't say no. But it's joyful, yes? Because you are doing it with such, yes, you're doing it for the Lord. Yes, okay. Uh-huh. Mataji says that now you are singing very beautifully Gaura Aratik. At the beginning, you couldn't. Now you're singing very beautifully. Yes. Your experience, Mataji. I can translate. What is joyful for you in serving the Lord? What is not joyful? Huh? Prasad is joyful. Yes, yeah. I understand it's already the high time. And what else so joyful? What? When Krishna is pleased, then everything is joyful. There's a definition of bhakti. That is anukulyana. Yeah, when Krishna is pleased, then we are also pleased. And that means Achintya Beda Beda Tattva. So if we give pleasure to Krishna, yes, if he is pleased, then we are in our Jivara Swarupahaya position, Krishna Nityadas, eternal servant. And then we can do a service really joyful. But sometimes we don't want. Sometimes the material nature influences us. We should know that it's only material nature, Mahamaya, who is checking us, who is also the eternal servant of Krishna and beautiful main servant of Krishna. Yes, in material world and the spiritual world, Yogamaya as well too. So we should be thankful Paramatma who is instructing us and following the instructions, not to think, oh, don't instruct. I know myself. Oh, that is just Mamma Mia, awful. I don't know anything myself. Anything, even the grass doesn't move without the wish of the Supreme. Even grass doesn't move without it. So, thank you very much. I hope maybe it was a bit useful. Yes. And thank you for your patience and tolerance with me. Hare Krishna, have a nice day in Krishna consciousness. Guru Maharaj is always saying, have a nice day in Krishna consciousness. Have a nice day in Krishna consciousness. We are having a nice day in Krishna consciousness. In Radha Krishna consciousness. Yeah? Hare Krishna. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Sadhu Sangha of Gauradesh ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki